I'm Guy Newland. I'm a guest here, and I'm very happy to be sitting and giving this talk today. And the reason I'm happy, as often happens, is that I'm mostly motivated by trying to help other people. And it's not even actually clear whether this will help anybody, but just the fact of trying to do something from that motivation makes me feel better. And I'm just talking about myself, but maybe it's true of other people too, that when we do things with a heart of kindness, really trying to help another person, then it gives us a sense of, we could say, purpose, meaning, that we're doing something worthwhile with our time, with our lives, that we don't have when we just seek after sensual pleasure. And maybe some people could call it a sense of fulfillment, that the purpose of your life has been fulfilled in helping others in a way that it isn't when you just have a sensual pleasure. So maybe this is true of others as well. And we could think about, if this is the kind of behavior that makes us happy, then who is the very, very happiest person? Gang. The very, very happiest person in the whole universe is Buddha. Thank you. It is Buddha is the happiest person. And do we think it's a coincidence? You don't have to answer, but this is rhetorical. Do we think it's a coincidence that the Buddha is continuously, every microsecond, helping vast number of beings, not just accidentally, but motivated by vast compassion? It's probably not an accident. So we could think about, maybe we would be happier if we could more often be motivated in our actions by love, or kindness, or compassion for others. So how could we do this? I'm going to just make a short suggestion, which is it's based on the teaching that the Dalai Lama gave, but he was giving it to Buddhists and non-Buddhists combined, and I just slightly adapted it so it has a Buddhist framework. And that would be this. In the morning, cultivate first some kind of loving kindness or compassion or loving mind. If you already have a practice in which you do that, then just do it in that way, through switching of self and other, or the 7 cause and effect precepts, or you could do cultivating loving kindness, the metta meditation. And so in that case, you would start by taking to mind loving yourself, and then when you have some feeling of that's genuine, then extend it out to more and more people gradually, being careful to include some specific people, including some specific people that you might have feelings of hostility towards, and then eventually include all the animals and all the beings in the universe. And then, so when you get some feeling, even if it's partly contrived, of loving kindness, right, then think about what's likely to happen that day. So we don't actually know what's going to happen in any day, right? But we have an agenda, and it's probably in our minds. We know that we have a 10 o'clock meeting with a very angry person, or a 1 o'clock meeting with our boss who's cold and critical, or a 4 o'clock meeting with somebody who's sad and needy, and so we have some idea. Maybe we're going to be going to the grocery store and seeing a lot of strangers who we don't even treat as human beings. So we have some idea what kind of stuff is likely to come up. Just quickly think about what's likely to happen, and plant the motivation that you'll try as best you can to be motivated by the loving mind that you've generated in each of those situations as you go through the day. And then, if you're able to, during the day, check in and see how you're doing. But even if you can't do that, it's important that before you go to sleep at the end of the day to review how well you did in living up to the commitment you made in the morning. And if you didn't do so well, then just make another resolution that you'll do better the next day. So we're not trying to be in this practice compassionate forever and ever right now. We're trying to be actually acting compassionate with the people we'll meet today. as a starting point, so that we can increase gradually, the frequency which we interact with other people as real people who suffer and want happiness, just as much as we do. And I think then, we may find that this is something that we have to practice every day, and maybe sometimes we forget or fail in some way to do that. But it's important then to catch that as soon as we can and come back and reestablish the practice. And even doing that, forgetting and remembering to come back has a quality of strengthening the mind. And so then you can get to the point where you can maintain this practice, and then over time, His Holiness has proposed that you will find you will actually become a kinder person, and that will benefit other people, but also you will be happier. Thank you.